Hello class, welcome to our World's Fair project. As you can see by this document that is in our Edmodo folder, throughout this year we've worked and studied numerous countries, governments, revolutions, wars, and so on. Now it is your time to choose a country or create your own and explain the unique characteristics of your country. In this project you'll be able to work alone or in groups of 3. You and your group may choose a country of interest, or you may even create your own. We will have a day in class where students will be able to visit your country and learn more about it. So the requirements for the presentation are that, can you make a flag? You can make one through technology or physically make one. Could you make a t-shirt, even online using a web designer, and you don't have to actually make it, but you could if you wanted and print it out and iron on and attach it to a shirt. And can you have an explanation that goes along with your flag, its colors, its symbols? If it's a real flag that you're using, if you choose to study, let's say, Ireland, would you have a picture of Ireland and then explain the colors on there and the symbols and some history that go along with it? Can you play a song for your country? If it's a real country, give us a real song, maybe show us the lyrics. If it's a created country, then you need to create a school-appropriate national anthem. What would the lyrics be to your song? You could use any kind of genre of music you like, just find the background music to it, and then add your own lyrics. Can you find some cultural music from your country, both historic and modern? Could you find some clothing that would be symbolic of your country, or maybe even the colors of your country? I am not saying that you have to buy any clothing. You do not have to do that. Can you find clothes from home and make it work? Can you add other visuals that are symbolic of your country to the project? The last item is food. Can you bring in a cultural dish, or 2, or 3, and provide enough for everyone to have a sample? But as always, be aware of nut allergies. Let's say again you were studying Ireland and you wanted to make potato pancakes. Well, if there are 35 kids in the room, you don't have to make 35 of them. Could you make maybe 20 and cut them up in small enough pieces that everyone could have a little bit of them? And if you have other people in your group, could someone maybe possibly make a dessert dish or something else that adds some variety to your project? Some of the other information you need to let us know about is, what is the name of your country? Where is it located? Can you provide a map of that? For example, the country I created is Bashopia, or Bashtopia. I could create either one. And it's located where the former country of Ireland was located. I'll show you a map of that in a minute. What is your country's official language? Do you have one? Do you have an official religion? What type of government do you have? Monarchy, democracy, totalitarian state, military state, republic? Is it communist? Is it communist, fascist, direct democracy? What is it? Can you please explain it? Don't simply say, we have a monarchy. Explain how it works and how it is different maybe from some other type of government. Who are the current leaders or current leader? Depends on what type of government you have. What is your currency? Can you give us some examples of it? Can you explain the design? Can you tell us how valuable your currency is compared to the US dollar? If you have a new country, can you design your own money? Feel free to use examples online and tailor-make those to fit what you need. I will show you examples in a little bit. Are you a military power? What do you focus on? How does your military have an impact on your relationship with other countries? If it's real, you should do some research and find that out. If you're making up your own country, then you could also create those relationships. What are your assets? Where does your country generate its wealth? What are your weaknesses or issues that your country is facing today? What's your relationship to the United States? Again, if you made up a country, you could create the relationship. And then there are some examples of countries we've studied at the bottom, but you may also choose any country that you want that's not on the list, or even make up your own, as I've already said. On day 1, half of the class will be presenting their project to the other half of the room. It's a World's Fair. No one will be standing up in front of the room saying, this is my country and this is our flag. It's going to be people moving around the room. It's supposed to be a cultural event. I need some of you to be presenting on day 1 and the other half of the room to present on day 2. So what could a flag look like? How about this? I took my background. I'm half German, I'm half Irish, and I just pushed the 2 flags together. And then I'm pretending that I'm going to create a government that's a monarchy, and I'm the ruler, so I just put a letter B on there as well. But at least I could go further and explain the colors, which I've done somewhat in class before, but this would be where you would explain it a little bit more. Next, could you take some pictures and find some artwork that explains the food of that region, and then maybe you could bring in one of those. If there was something inappropriate, maybe you could cover it up just like I did. So this is some Irish food items. And here are a visual of some German food items. And then you would explain them, like, why are German pretzels German? Just because they're bigger? Maybe. Could you describe the food items that are in front of us and have a discussion and help people explain it? Could you bring in samples of what you would have pictures of? Remember, you need a map. So in my example, I said I was going to create my country where currently Ireland is. And so I just found a map with Ireland highlighted, added my flag again, and just put an arrow to help my audience understand where I'm talking about. In this example, I found some money from Ireland. Originally they were using the pound, and then they joined the EU, and so then their money changed. But you could find a picture like this and then do what I did, change it. So I just black out that one part where it says Bank of Ireland in those two places, and then I put Bank of Bashtopia, and so I just put that on both parts, add a picture of my daughter, and then pretend to put her signature in at the end. Princess Madeline. Here's another example. So if you're going to put a person into the background, can you describe this person as a leader? So I just found a picture of my daughter, Sophia, drop that in, kind of color in the background with my country's colors, and then put a nice little circle around it to make it fit. And then again, put the Bashtopia slogan there, and then put this person's name. But here's where you would describe this person and their impact on your country. Sophia de Selfie. In my last example, I basically did the same thing. I found a picture of Kenneth and I, cover up the stuff where it says Bank of Ireland, and put in my country again, put an autograph to make it look legit, and then I'm the king, and my son's the prince. So how do we end this? Well, number 1, you should have fun. 2, work together. And 3, be prepared to present your country to the group. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with for your country as we celebrate our World's Fair Day. Good luck.